Turning to public relations more generally than the educational aspect of it, what do you see as the greatest challenges facing public relations executives today, and how can these be met?
I think there's several things that we should talk about in this area, and I'd like to do it with the in the spirit of the idea that challenges also can be opportunities, because I think that the fact that public relations now is much more strategic communication. It's much more. I mean, the chief public relations officer at the most successful companies has the same status in the organization as the attorney has when you're dealing with questions that relate to the law, and the communication officer deals with those situations in what I like to call the arena of public opinion. I don't think there is a court of public opinion, because I believe that court, as in a legal court, both sides of the story get to be told. But in public opinion, often if you get your side of the story out there first, that will be the side of the story that is believed. So that I think that given that perspective, I think that we could list some things here relative to the challenges, and clearly the pressures of the 24/7 news environment. You used to be able to, if you had some bad news, you could announce it on Friday afternoon and it would sort of go away. It doesn't happen anymore. You can't ask a question of this nature and not have an answer that deals with something about the economy, because the economy is impacted so much by organizations today. And not just the housing issues, but we have wage and salary issues. We have people out of work. We also have Americans who are now taking on jobs that, there are some very major companies in the United States who have gone to the workforce and said, look, we can keep these jobs in the U.S., but they're only going to pay $15 an hour. That we can no longer pay you $35. And at first, unions and workers and everybody says, well, we don't want those jobs. Well, now we do, because $15 an hour isn't much, but it's better than minimum wage or nothing. And the company can very well go elsewhere in the world and have those products made. So you have the economy as an issue. I think you have globalization. I think as public relations has moved away from sort of the publicity press agency function and moved much more into working with companies, counseling them what to do and how to do it, then I think a challenge for public relations is a reality that the tenure of CEOs is much shorter than it used to be. In some cases, it's only 2 to 3 years. I think the average is somewhere in the 3 to 4 year range for Fortune 200 companies. And that if you are the public relations officer and you are working very closely with the CEO, when there's a CEO change, then the new CEO might wish to bring in another another chief public relations officer. So I think that those are issues as well.